Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I'm over here in San Luis Obispo in the Embassy Suites. I'm on my way back home from San Francisco as far as that goes. So, as far as with like the new computer, the whole money issue that was really was the main reason why I haven't even done it just yet. I think the money issue is pretty much over with and all that goes. But in a way, I think as far as that goes, all I have to do as far as the computer wise there is just get the parts that I need, and then I just have to call my uncle, and then we just built the whole thing, as far as that goes. So, as far as everything seems to go with other things, in general, as far as like relationship wise, that I think I'm ready to have a serious boyfriend at least, after all these like full starts and all these kind of little things, As of like now, I feel like I'm pretty much like over Ricky as far as that goes, because, and maybe even the same way with like Brad and Wayne, but even though now they both have moved on and are seeing some other people and practically living with another person at this point, and just makes me feel upset there. But then I feel like, in a way, I'm probably will eventually get to that sort of point. It's just a matter of when. I mean, as far as that goes. And then the fact was that I think I was just being a little bit of those quote-unquote hopeless romantics a little bit, even though I despise those type of people, that are that sort of way. And then, in a way, I kept going around doing these like random hookups in some ways, or saying that I was only interested in hooking up with because of avoiding these type of guys, But, and then the fact that I didn't want to be labeled as something like that, But as far as who I have in line, I think I pretty much had mentioned it to my dad during like the time when I was in the dentist, like about last week, where I said that I'm kind of like two guys, and yet I'm kind of torn between two of them, So I'm not gonna really use their names as far as that goes. So as far as that goes, I mean, one I met on Growler maybe about, what was it, like 2 years ago, I think. And although I think he was interested in me in some ways, but I think I was like not really ready to just jump into a relationship at that time there. But now I am, and it seems like that he may like me more than that, but I'm not really 100% sure about that yet, Although it's like he and I are polar opposites in some ways, But it's not like those things don't work, but it's like they work there, but it's just a matter of willing to compromise on both ends. Is how that sort of thing works there, especially if you're like have totally different opinions and contrasted ideals and all this sort of stuff and backgrounds and blah 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 blah. That sort of thing. The other guy, that I met on Bear WWE, and I think I probably met him a few years ago, and he was like towards me, and then it was just maybe about a couple of months ago where he started to talk to me and like seeming to want to get to know me and all that. But I was kind of a bit unsure of him on that point because it's like here it is, like he hadn't really noticed me a few years ago, and yet here he is, and then he's already taking notice of me now. But then it feels like, I probably have to be a bit more reasonable with guys that are like that. Because now that I'm like 35, I'm gonna be 40 soon, and even though like my family's not that sort of way, saying something like, "Oh, like when we're gonna see your husband," or something like that, or that sort of thing. It's like, "Oh, why haven't you found a nice guy yet," or something like that, or that sort of stuff. Even though they're not that, even though my family's not that type of way, as far as that goes, and even like on my extended family, as far as that goes, none of my aunts or uncles are that way, or even my mom's relatives are that way. Even though my mom has a cousin that's gay, and I think he's married as far as that goes. Or at least now he probably would be, but besides the point, but in a way, it's really what mom had said to me like a couple of years ago when I mentioned this one girl that I liked in the past, but this was before I came out, and then mom had said like, well, I think everybody has a soulmate and sort of stuff, and blah 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 blah, it's just, and then the truth of all this sort of thing is like this is just something that I have to figure out on my own. That I can't really just have mom or dad or my brothers or my aunts or uncles or anybody else figure that out, for me and all that. That's just something I have to figure out on my own. But as far as that goes, who knows what's going to really happen with me and then whoever guy I choose at this point. So I'll tell you about that sort of thing sometime later. So anyways, talk to you guys later.